Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Midori's Midnight Sessions, Season 4. Um, so you all know the drill. I've talked, yeah. Um, there's just so many things na, alam niyo yun, like, na tumatakbo sa utak ko ngayon. Like, I've played Roblox, okay, but um parang alam mo yung feeling na for the first time in I don't know, like nearly a year, nabunutan ako ng tinik. As in, like, I don't have words. Like, kanina, while I was talking to Ritsuko, I was just like, thank you, Lord. As in, thank you, Lord talaga. Just go. Kasi, grabe, nabunutan talaga ako ng tinik doon. Like, I do get her perspective din. Na she's seeing it, like, as something na requirement. Like, I have to, like, asikasuhin yun. Kailangan ko asikasuhin yun. Which is gets. Like, naiintindihan ko siya. I don't blame her. But the way kasi na it was addressed, it was really insensitive talaga. And nakakasakit naman talaga kasi ng ganun na ba't ka sasabihan ng ganun ka mag-isip. And nasabi ko to na parang hindi ako galit. Nakaka-disappoint lang kasi ang pinakamasakit nun is they know the story pero they decided to use it against me. And I think she understood the perspective na pinupunto kanina. And naintindihan ko rin siya. And I was really wanting to, pero like ayoko nang like buti nga inano na ni Dean kasi inexplain ni Dean sa kanya. And nung pala, nakita niya lang ako lumabas. Hindi niya alam kung bakit ako nandun. But I think she did. And alam niyo, I don't even know if she like noticed na upon just seeing her, I literally ran out of the room. Cause that's how, like, I said to her that I was so scared of practically everybody in there. Kahit nasabihin natin na hindi intentional, you know. Kahit sabihin natin hindi sinasadya yun it's still scary, guys. Kasi gusto kong, syempre, I don't want to live in constant fear for me, you know. I don't want to live in constant fear for my safety, for my life. Na, like, alam niyo, nakakatakot din kasi. Na, akala nyo ba, arte lang to? Like, gago, di sana nanalo na best actress, di ba? Eh, hindi eh. Kasi, alam niyo yung, it's real, it's rooted. It's a very rooted feeling eh. Hindi, hindi ko naman yun mararamdaman if something didn't happen. Unfortunately, that's not the case. So, alam mo yun, parang, syempre, I don't want to force myself to tell the story that I'm still scared to, to tell. Hindi naman yun ganun kadali. And the details of what I was about to tell Ritsuko was very sensitive. It's too personal for even somebody who hasn't experienced. Or like, okay, sabihin na natin hindi sila marunong. But at least, sana, yun ang sana ha, sana hindi maulit. Like, sana hindi talaga maulit to anybody else. Kasi, this was just so much. It just really unearthed so much trauma from me. Like, yun na nga yung sinasabi ko. It's literally the concept of re-traumatization na na-expose, like, you already are traumatized, pero parang, alam mo yun, it just compounded thanks to other people's mishaps, you know. And I try my best. Yun yung sinasabi ko. I really am working hard to get better. Which, speaking of, I read the letter. I read the referral letter. And, it wasn't easy. It was not, like, it was just so scary to read. Like, parang kada tingin ng pangalan ko doon, parang nakakatakot na, oh my God, ako yun. Like, ako yung pinag-uusapan. Ako yung nasa letter. Parang hindi ko kaya na magbasa ng ganun. Parang alam niyo yung it's just so horrifying to read. Like, I don't even want to ano nga eh, ang nakasave lang dito sa phone ko is yung screenshot. Kasi di ko kayang basahin yung referral letter ng buo. And that screenshot has my details redacted. Even Doc's details are redacted. Kasi hindi ko talaga kaya. And pinakita ko yun to Yayoi and Ritsuko for the first time. Like, they're the first to know kung ano yung laman ng referral letter na yun. I didn't talk to Chihaya. I was supposed to. And it turns out, I'm even more disappointed in him kasi, alam niyo yun, parang, why did Ritsuko had to reiterate na, sabi niya sa akin kanina is, after the email to Yayoi, after the email to Yayoi, where I said na ayoko nga na Ritsuko would stay, she said na kung if I'm a detriment to her well-being and on this thesis journey, okay lang, like, remove me out of the equation. And she told that to Chihaya, who's now our research coordinator. I'm like, so nung ako nagsabi, di ka pumayag, pero ba't pag siya na nagsabi, like, okay, mother, let's go. Like, hindi naman sa ayaw ko, like, or maraming ano sa plato. I don't really care about that. Kasi, yun nga eh. Like, that conversation with Ritsuko was actually the first time that we even talked since she became a technical critic for a time. That was the first time. And ako sobrang, alam mo yun, like, while I regret, pero kasi at the same time, you have to understand din kasi how really frightened I was of her. Na hindi niyo naman ako masisisi kasi again, it's just unearthed so much na hindi na dapat. Na kaya ako nga pinoprotektahan din sarili ko. Kasi I have to like I have to finish this. At kung may mga bagay man na hindi ako makwento, sana maintindihan nila. Na hindi madaling magkwento ng ganun. Like, it's never easy. Even to a therapist, even to a professor, even to a friend, it's never easy to tell a story that's so fucked you up to the point that you're now being referred to as psych ward. Like, you know, like, the possibility na pagdating ng July 4, I might be confined. And that's the last thing I wanted. Like, this is one of the last things I wanted. The referral letter. Dapat mas intensive. I get it. Pero, it's really the last thing I wanted. But at the same time, I understand. Kasi, alam niyo yun, parang, hindi, it's just too much for someone to carry alone. It's just too much for somebody to do a thesis na ganun kalala yung stakes. Like, the stakes are just so high na if you don't finish this, it could cost you your life. That's just how much this thesis is riding on me as a person more than the grades. You know? And I was contemplating din of filing a leave of absence. But I mean, I never really filed for one. I did write, I think this was back in second year. I did write. I did fill out that form. Pero hindi ko rin pinasa sa sobrang takot. Kasi it involved a parent signature. And I don't want that. Like, while ang reason ko nun was of burnout, alam niyo yung parang hindi ko rin kaya. I chickened out of filing that form. Kasi parang when you think about it, and I imagine it, ano yun eh, tawag dito, kailangan mo makipag-usap sa ibang tao, and you have to tell bakit ganito, bakit ganyan. And I don't want, parang ako, gusto kong i-spare yung sarili ko from that kind of experience. Kasi, ito na nga eh, naulit yung experience. You told somebody about it. And, alam mo yun, nasaktan ka pa. You're literally re-traumatized. And, parang, and the implications of it are very severe, and ako, parang, alam mo yun, like, ayoko na, parang stop na tayo dyan, diba? Parang, hanggang dun na lang yung ikukwento natin para rin sa atin. It's hard for me to accept din. Na as much as I wanted to yap, even sa sessions, may mga bagay na hirap lang ikwento. Sabi nga ni Ritz ko kanina, I have a kid too, and I have a daughter, and parang, ang naisip ko is, you don't want this happening to her ever. Like, I don't want what happened to me to happen to anybody else. And that's in general, ha. The abuse, I don't want that happening. The invalidation, I don't want that happening as well to anybody else. Sana sa akin na matigil. Sana yung experience ko ay maging lesson ba? Na hindi ka maging katulad ni JM who doesn't see my perspective as well of why I was disappointed, why was I not surprised, na hindi naman yun ganun kadali. Na buti nga, wala kang pake. Kasi hindi mo naman yan kwento, diba? Like, sino ka ba naman para i-push yung tao na ikwento yun? And, yes, kusa ko siyang kinwento, but kusa ko siyang kinwento at the time, pero kasi I was dissociating that day, I shut down. The moment I was told that mommy was gonna ditch me, I shut down. No one knows. Like, only Chahayan knew that I shut down that entire day. Na bumili ako ng McDo tapos di ko naubos. Tanda ko yun kasi that was like along the release timeline ng all these songs eh. So, tanda ko talaga yung araw na yun. Hindi ko makakalimutan yung araw na yun. And, for anyone that asks, I have, MDD. I have major depressive disorder. Recurrent severe. Yun yung classifications. And then, likely, pero this is not gonna be official until a psychiatrist diagnoses me possible PTSD. But PTSD is not surprising. And MDD is not surprising either. I'm surprised na wala akong bipolar, wala akong ADHD or ASD. Parang, okay, sige. Sige. I'll take that as a win. Sasabihin na hindi ako baliw. I will take that as a win. But like I said to Ritsuko earlier, it just felt so unfair. Na how was I able na... Well, I don't wanna die, duh. Like, yes, I may be an idiot, like, I pushed myself to the edge literally, but I've chickened out of the times that I tried to kill myself a lot. Kasi if I did, I wouldn't be here talking to you, I wouldn't be here na trying to process this, trying to overcome this, trying to finish this, and hopefully get out of this alive. Like, yun na lang yung pinaka consolation prize But I mean, even though it is consolation, but it's a huge win. Um, nakakaano lang, parang I'm just so happy na alam niyo yun, parang hindi panatag na yung loob ko na naayos to before that consultation sa July 4. Panatag na ako sobra. Kasi, the only thing I really wanted is accountability. And for them na maging lesson to in not being a bitch, basically. Kahit sabihin na nating maganda ang intentions mo, you're a well-intentioned extremist. But the way that you deliver things, the way that semantics works, is the words matter. Your words matter. And I mean, yeah, I may be like a really curse filled motherfucker out there, but I may not be the best person. Like, I don't really have the best traits. I'm kind of unbecoming of someone who's studying, who's working towards her dream of becoming a journalist, but at the core of that really is I have principles and I have morals and I have values that I stand by. And hindi ko lang yun yung pagpapalit just to bend over someone's bullshit. Kahit sabihin na natin, alam niyo yun, they mean well. If I know it's wrong, it's wrong. And I'm not gonna be afraid to call shit out. I'm a real person. And I will not try to make it look good. Hindi kasi ako ganun eh. I'm extremely honest in what I say and what I do. And if you don't like that, and if you parang, kung ayaw mo, 'di ba? Wag mo na akong, like, wag mo na akong kausapin, 'di ba? Hindi mo rin naman magugustuhan kung anong sinasabi ko. Kaya nga, I'm hoping na sana okay lang, kahit palamura ko, kahit, alam niyo yun, like, yes, I curse a lot, but that doesn't mean I'm automatically bad. It just means, like, it's just the core of who I am, na I'm not afraid to say what I want to say, and I'm not afraid to be a person that values their ideals, values their principles, and upholds these values, to be a better person, to just be really a decent human being. And that ends today's episode of Midori's Midnight Sessions. God, I'm so happy talaga. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye.